this group accomplished that, you know, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had for the season. So, um, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again.
761 points, breaking the record once held by Simone Augustus. However, there is a caveat.
Caitlin Clark just broke a record, but immediately after, she shocked everyone by announcing she's stepping away from basketball until April. Over 200 days without the face of the WNBA on the court, and fans are already losing their minds. Ryan Rocco confirmed there will be no overseas ball, no off-season grind, nothing until spring, and to make matters worse, in her last game, Clark was literally tackled to the ground.
We don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us names. We already see what's happening in the world and what we have to deal with in that aspect. And, you know, we come to play basketball for our job and it's fun, but we don't want to go to work every day and have social media blown up over things like that. It's uncalled for, and something needs to be done, whether it's, you know, them checking their fans or this league checking their fans.
How many times do we have to see this? Fans are asking, can someone explain how that's not a foul? Only to answer their own question with, oh right, it's because it was Caitlin Clark. The double standard is glaring, and everybody knows it. After the game, Alyssa Thomas didn't celebrate the win. Instead, she went after Fever fans, claiming she's tired of the slurs and disrespect. But here's the twist. When Angel Reese tackled Clark earlier this season, Thomas had nothing to say. Silent then, loud now. Funny how the story changes when Clark's name is involved. Now the bigger question looms. Is Clark's decision to step back a career-defining move? By refusing to play overseas or jump into 3-on-3 ball, she's making it clear she's prioritizing her body, her mind, and her long-term legacy, something that could reshape not just her career, but the Fever and the league as a whole.
Allow me to publicly thank the Indiana Fever for putting up such a great fight tonight and for battling back again and again and again all season long. Let me thank Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell and all the rest for refusing to say die, refusing to lose, fighting back again and again and again, and playing at a much higher level than they should be at this stage and age. Was I ever...
Fans are about to find out just how different the WNBA feels without its brightest star lighting up the court for the next 200-plus days. But the real question is, what does Caitlin Clark's absence mean for the league's future viewership and, more broadly, for women's sports? Clark just hit pause on her grind, and while some fans are shocked, it makes perfect sense. She's been carrying a workload most players couldn't survive. In less than a year, she essentially played an NBA-length season, 81 games in just 324 days, logging nearly 3,000 minutes on the floor. That's insane. Her last game wasn't just another matchup either. It was a playoff war against the Connecticut Sun, a powerhouse built to crush underdogs. On paper, the Fever never stood a chance, but Clark played like a star with everything to prove, dropping 25 points and dishing out 9 assists to keep Indiana alive when they should have been buried. And here's the wild part. If you actually watched, you know the box score didn't even come close to telling the full story.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
There's no place for it, and we've been professionals throughout the whole entire thing, but I've never been called the things that I've been called on.
Caitlin Clark should have had way more assists. She was dropping dimes all night, setting her teammates up with wide-open looks, and they kept blowing easy layups. Fans were left shaking their heads, wondering how many more perfect passes she had to throw before someone finally finished. That game wasn't just about her scoring. It showcased her incredible playmaking vision, as she created opportunities that simply never got cashed in. Yet despite her brilliance, Indiana's shots refused to fall when it mattered most. The weight of that playoff battle wasn't only on Clark's shoulders. The entire Fever squad was staring down the Connecticut Sun, one of the league's most seasoned and playoff-tested teams. Even so, from the opening tip, Clark came out swinging, attacking the rim, pulling up from deep, and carrying herself like someone who refused to be swallowed by the moment. Every move screamed confidence, and she gave Indiana a genuine chance to steal a game they had no business winning on paper.
A lot of these wonderful ladies who bust their tail to make the WNBA what it was. Here's the reality. It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl Swoops who had her own signature shoe, had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is...
Sure, the night ended in heartbreak, but the season itself was nothing short of legendary. This was the year Caitlin Clark stamped herself as one of the brightest and boldest stars the WNBA has ever seen. From her cold-blooded scoring to her unselfish playmaking, she became the heartbeat of Indiana basketball. The Fever weren't just running plays, they were running through Caitlin. Every team in the league circled her name on the scouting report, building entire defenses to slow her down, with coaches tweaking schemes mid-game just to contain her. And yet, night after night, she still found ways to torch them. That's superstar stuff. Her range is unreal. She's not just hitting threes, she's pulling out from distances that leave defenders helpless. When she buries those deep bombs, defenses are forced to crowd her, and that's when the lanes open. With her speed and tight handles, she slices through defenders with ease. And the kicker? Clark isn't just a scorer. She's also one of the league's slickest playmakers, threading dimes that put her teammates in perfect scoring position.
Greater. I feel like I had a solid year, but for me, the fun part is I feel like I'm just scratching the surface, and I'm one that's nitpicking every single thing I do, and I know I want to, help this franchise get even better, help my teammates get even better, be better for my teammates, and I know there's a lot of room for me to continue to improve. So that's what excites me the most. I feel like I can continue to get a lot better, and before we know it,
Elite shooting combined with elite vision is exactly what separates Caitlin Clark from the pack. She's not just another bucket getter, she's the total package, and that's why the entire league is watching her every move. While plenty of players are simply chasing points, Clark brings something different: vision. She sees the floor like few others in the game, and her 9 assists in the final matchup proved it. Realistically, if her teammates had converted the wide-open shots she set up, that number could have easily hit double digits. But where she truly separated herself this season was in her leadership. Still young, she became the player her teammates leaned on when things got tight. Big shot in the final minutes? Clark took it. Defensive stand with the momentum slipping? She stepped up. She wasn't just filling the stat sheet, she was setting the tone.
Myself, because I missed the three, and then I went and hit the three, and then I went and hit the backboard, and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball. So I don't know, it reminded me of the technical that I got in college where I said damn it, where it's like a personal frustration. Had nothing to do with my team, had nothing to do with their reffing, had nothing to do with other team. It was just because I'm a competitor, and I felt like I should have been making more shots. So but I think he fired me up to continue to play a lot harder. I thought we got a lot better after he did that, so I want to thank him.
She was setting the tone every single night, and that mix of cold-blooded talent and on-court leadership is exactly why she became one of the most important players in the entire WNBA this year. After carrying that weight all season long, it shouldn't surprise anyone that she's shutting it down for now. While many WNBA stars jet overseas in the off-season to cash in and stay sharp, Caitlin is choosing the smarter path. No endless flights, no back-to-back grind, just rest. She's made it clear that her body and mind need time to reset, and she's earned it, because let's be real, the WNBA schedule is brutal.
Watching Caitlin Clark's rookie season, which is now over. The Indiana Fever knocked out of the postseason by the Connecticut Sun in a 2-game sweep. And so we got to see carryover from Iowa, transition to the program, their ability to help develop a team, cohesion, chemistry, and we saw that work so well as the season went on. Clearly brought like a magnet, phenomenal attention to the league, bringing new fans, a committed fan base, not just in her home arena, but bringing fans to away arenas and packing the houses and increasing different venues from smaller to larger because of their presence. It's been
For a player like Caitlin Clark, who carries the offense, the defense, and the expectations of an entire franchise, the grind is multiplied. Overseas play might sound tempting, but it only adds more wear and tear with no real break, and Clark recognized that. The toll was real, and stepping back was the only way to protect her long game. She didn't just skip overseas ball. She also passed on 3-on-3, the flashy, fast-paced format that demands non-stop energy on both ends of the floor. Clark knew her body didn't need another grind. It needed a real reset. Not half speed, not fun basketball, but true rest, the kind of break that brings her back even stronger next season. That decision shows maturity far beyond her years. Most young stars feel pressure to keep playing, whether chasing checks overseas or proving themselves year-round just to stay relevant. But Clark is different. She's thinking long-term, understanding that protecting her body now means dominating later. By giving herself the space to heal both mentally and physically, she's setting herself up to wreak havoc when the new WNBA season tips off.
The fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful.
But here's the flip side. Part of what fueled Caitlin Clark's frustration this season was the whistle, or more accurately, the lack of one. Night after night, she was hacked driving to the rim, shoved on the perimeter, and sent crashing to the floor without a call in sight. Fans couldn't believe it, one of the league's biggest stars being disrespected like that. And Clark knew it, too. She expected the same treatment and respect other stars in the league receive. Yet instead, she was left staring down referees who swallowed their whistles while she picked herself up off the hardwood. That wasn't just bad officiating, it was a pattern, and it left her boiling all season long. Her final game against the Connecticut Sun wasn't just about the pressure of the playoffs. It was another chapter in the same ugly storyline that haunted her all year. The refs time and time again.
Clark, be a good pro, absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not gonna happen.
She attacked the basket, absorbed hard contact, got knocked around, and still no whistle. Fans were furious, coaches shook their heads, and one analyst even called it what it was, a pattern of disrespect toward one of the league's brightest stars. What made it worse was the double standard. In both the NBA and WNBA, superstars like LeBron James or Aya Wilson are known for getting favorable calls when they drive aggressively. That's part of the unwritten code of basketball. But for Caitlin, there was only silence. Even with obvious contact, referees kept their whistles glued to their lips. The inconsistency was impossible to ignore, leaving fans questioning whether the WNBA has a serious problem with how its biggest rookie star is being officiated. And the drama didn't stop on the floor. It spilled into the stands, where midway through the same game, a fan heckled Clark nonstop, firing digs and cheap shots in an effort to rattle her. For most of the night, She locked in and blocked it out like a pro, but eventually, Caitlin Clark had enough. In a LeBron-style moment, she pointed the heckling fan out to arena security, and within minutes, they were escorted from the building. It was a powerful statement. She wasn't just battling defenders and referees, she was standing tall against the noise from the stands. That moment showed she wasn't just playing basketball. She was demanding respect, whether people wanted to give it or not. It was one of those rare cracks in Clark's armor, the frustration boiling over and her calm composure slipping just enough for everyone to see. And now, with her officially out of the playoffs, the entire WNBA postseason feels different. The balance of power has shifted, and you know who's probably breathing a little easier? Angel Reese. All season long, the Clark-Reese rivalry has fueled headlines, highlight reels, and heated debates, and without Clark in the mix, the energy feels noticeably different.
I feel like I would be a really good watch.
Yeah.
I would miss the call, actually, Russian.
They've gone shot for shot, word for word, and moment for moment, but with Caitlin Clark now sidelined, Angel Reese just watched one of her biggest roadblocks to a championship disappear. She hasn't gloated, at least not publicly, but let's be real, Clark's absence changes everything about her playoff path. Without Clark leading the charge, the Indiana Fever collapsed back into being a non-factor, leaving the spotlight to shift toward other stars like Aya Wilson, who now stands as the last true megastar carrying the banner in the postseason. But make no mistake, Clark's early exit doesn't just alter the playoff bracket, it shakes the entire league. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Caitlin Clark didn't just play basketball this year, she transformed the WNBA's visibility. Fans tuned in specifically for her games, waiting for the logo threes, the no-look dimes, and the fire she brought every single night. She didn't just create highlights, she turned them into must-see television.